Hey, it's Chaya here with another episode of Naked, the Messy Middle Edition. And I have a perfect opportunity to share with you the open, honest truth of how we deal with disappointment and how quickly it can unravel into something so big, but also how we can avoid it. So you see, on a very small sample, I'll use what's going on right now. I bought this ring light. It's supposed to be amazing and great, and I'm trying to use it, and it's just not turning on. And in the beginning, I was just continuing to do it and trying to get it to work, and then this disappointment, this wave showed up of oh, you see, you can't get it right. Ugh, this is and just this wave of uncomfortable disappointment, of not even disappointment, almost like I did something wrong. And and it's so uncomfortable for me to feel it, because I was going to talk about 100 different things, but as soon as I started trying anything else, I realized that I can't. This feeling is front row and center. I gotta address it. So I'm taking this opportunity to use the messy middle, to show you the messy middle, and also to show you how we can make disappointment not be so scary, how we can make it actually work for us and turn us into stronger people. This is not the first time I felt disappointment. I felt disappointment many other times in many other places. With even the whole engagement and wedding thing, so many different parts of it come with so much excitement and then so much disappointment. And if you've ever planned a wedding, or if you're planning a wedding, you know this. And that's actually, I wanted to talk to you about, and maybe we'll get to it later this week, about how me and my close friend are actually planning weddings at the same time. And what I'm observing is insane. And one of the big things are that you think once you get engaged, you think once you find your love, everything is good. And I'm sorry for all the background noise. I don't know what's going on today. But you think that. However, that's just a fairy tale ending that was planted in your head of how it's supposed to be, but that's not real life. Real life continues. You just have now a partner with you. Someone that makes you feel better sometimes, someone that makes you feel worse sometimes, someone that holds your heart, makes you feel invincible, and sometimes someone that makes you feel like you're about to crush. That's what real passionate love feels like. Now, that means that there will be moments of disappointment, moments where your partner will not live up to your expectation. And in those moments, you have an opportunity to either go after them and be upset that they're not living up to an expectation that's not true. You were given, through Disney World, through all pop songs, you were given a incorrect information. That's not how it really is. And if you think that it's really going to be just la la land, it's not true. It's never going. You won't be happy. And this is not only in relationships. This is in jobs. This is in how in neighborhoods. This is wherever you actually are going with this this mindset of, I'm going to come in and I'm never going to be disappointed again. I want you to know that mindset is the mindset that's hurting you, not the disappointment. The disappointment is okay. You can handle it. With a few small techniques, you can handle it. But telling yourself you'll never be disappointed again, when I get that, everything's going to be good. If I reach my goal and I weigh X amount, then I'm never going to be disappointed. No, that's not true. There's going to be a day you're going to wake up and you're just going to feel fat. And you're going to feel like, what? And then you want to go and starve yourself. This is another whole conversation for another time. But for real, that's the same concept. That mindset needs to change. That mindset of everything will be perfect when is just a critically painful mindset that actually can and does sabotage your life consistently. Okay? And I noticed this over time as I started to realize that I was disappointment became too big a feeling for me. I got this amazing job, and then came this moment where it wasn't so good, and I was so disappointed I wanted to leave. And, and I actually got another job opportunity, and that's when I realized that I didn't want to leave. And I told the person, no, I'm happy by my job. I hung up the phone and I said, we got to go fix this, okay? There's no such thing as disappointment being so big that it actually changes my decision-making process anymore. This is just not how it works. So what I want to tell you is like this. When we get disappointed, what really is happening is a part of us believes that we don't deserve the reality we're in. A part of us believes that we deserve something else, but the real problem is that we have resistance to what is. Because whether or not you deserve something else, that may be true. But resisting what is honestly like walking into a wall and banging it and trying to see if you can walk through it. That's literally what it is. It's like smashing the girl in the mirror because you hate yourself. It's just not going to be helpful. And therefore, I like to talk about acceptance so many times, and therefore I want to tell you right now is that what if you were able to train yourself that every time disappointment showed up, you're able to train yourself to take a deep breath and say, this is where we do it. This is where the change happens. This is where tolerance will give me the ability to actually let me be disappointed without it making anyone else in the story either bad or perpetrators or anything else, and without changing the story, just letting me be disappointed, letting me feel disappointed. Maybe as a kid you weren't allowed to feel it. Maybe as a kid you were expected to just go, like, you're not allowed to be disappointed. There's no such thing. But you are allowed to be disappointed. And as I say it, I can feel like how some of it is shifting, and I start to feel okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel disappointed in myself, in the world, as long as you're not beating on yourself, as long as you're not beating on others. Disappointment has nothing to do with others. It's a feeling, an internal feeling. Disappointment is not a beating towards yourself. It's a disappointment towards, I wish I knew better. Or I'm disappointed in me not being honest from the beginning. I wish I could have. Disappointment in self I would love to discuss another time, because there's a lot of back and forth on that, and it can very easily go to somewhere else. And I would rather focus on all the other disappointment, on the stuff that are outside of you, things that you cannot control. Because things that you cannot control, they disappoint you a lot, right? And what I want to remind you is two things. First off, the way you can help yourself proactively is by focusing on what you can control and starting to create a mindset in your head whenever a disappointment shows up, whenever things you cannot control will affect you and make you want to react in any way, shape, or form, really make you feel uncomfortable. Stop. Give yourself a moment. Give yourself compassion. Tell yourself, I wish, I'm disappointed. That guy, he didn't call me back. That hurts. Ow. Instead of it being, what is wrong with that guy? Oh my God, okay, you know what? And making up a whole story. Allow yourself to feel the feeling you're feeling. Making up that whole story is a way of protecting you from this feeling, because you think this feeling is too big for you. It's not. Try it. And what if that was your commitment today? Instead of going into more details of other stuff I have actually that I'd love to give you, I'm going to start and stop with this, because I think that this is the most important one to get started with. And I don't want to overload right now. Take the time. Give yourself that space. Give yourself that opportunity to actually breathe through disappointment. Breathe through this feeling, to be allowed to feel the feeling and not create anything off of it, not bounce anything off of it. No, none of it. Just allow yourself to be in the feeling. And once you do that, you're going to find this incredible strength. The fear of disappointment will disappear, and you'll have the opportunity to actually handle disappointment like an adult, the way you really dream of. And I want to leave you with that for now. I want to tell you that you will always have moments of disappointment. However, in time, a self-awareness, a certain level of self-awareness will be gained by them. And therefore the disappointment will not be a sad moment or a wasted moment. It'll be actually a growing moment, growing pain kind of moment. And my blessing to you is that in time, you see that. You see the blessing of the up and down in this world. And you see the blessing of having expectations and not having them met, and being able to observe that. And most of all, the next part, which I hope to be able to say perhaps tomorrow or another day, is how do we transform into the kind of person who just keeps moving? We do want to have certain levels of, not necessarily expectations, but dreams, right? Sometimes those two can be interchangeable. We can get confused between the two, but we do want to have some kind of dreams, but we also want to be okay when the universe says no, right? So how do we transform into the kind of person who can just easily maneuver and flow with the world, make dreams, have them dashed, and make new ones? How do we do that? Well, the first step, as you know, is first accepting disappointment, making room for it, so that you can be the kind of person who's not afraid of being disappointed, not afraid of asking for things, and not afraid of moving on from them. All right. I'll see you soon. You know the drill. If you haven't yet subscribed, really, 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 really press the button subscribe right now. You never know what's going to pop up here. You never know if it's going to touch that part in your heart. That's my goal. That's what I want more than anything. So subscribe and give me the chance to give it to you. And if you like this video, just let me know by liking it. I'll see you soon.